This is my 2020 PS4 collection. I'm on Clan. If you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button, like button, also share with your friends if you don't mind. Also, please comment, ask me a question or a comment in general. I'll do my best to answer them. Also, if you don't mind, hit the notification bell down below and you will be notified when I go live, whenever that is, or when I upload another video. Thank you so much. I have 52 games in my PS4 collection. Misty has just joined me. Hey Misty. Hey Misty. What you doing, Misty? Yeah, what you doing? Well, I currently cannot play any of my PS4 games right now. So that's why I said when I'm able, when I do go live, because I can't anytime soon right now, because my PS4 is gone. It's broke. So I'm gonna end up buying a PS4 Pro, but let's get to the games. Mega Man Legacy Collection. I didn't play too much of this, but what I have played of it, I really enjoyed it. It's the classic Mega Man games. I believe it's in their classic graphics as well. So I don't think they really did any changes to it at all. It's the original games. Contains Mega Man 1 through 6. Very, very hard games. Misty. What are you doing, Misty? Next is, of course, the Mega Man Legacy Collection number 2. This one comes with Mega Man 7 through 10. Played a little bit of this one, but I played more of Legacy Collection 1 more than this one. Next is a game, I think it was produced by, was it a Kickstarter company or something like that, and they was expecting this game to do very well, but it didn't. Mighty Number 9. I was about to say Mega Man, which I would probably got some hate for that. It plays like a Mega Man game, it really does, but it's not Mega Man. And it did not do well at all. I have played just a little bit of it, not much at all. All of this game, including the Mega Man games, are all side scrollers. Next is a awesome side scroller, Mega Man, not Mega Man, Mega Man's on my mind right now. Rayman Legends. Fantastic action adventure platformer side scroller. Awesome game. Highly recommend it for sure, especially if you are a fan of Rayman. Love all the Rayman games that I've played so far. This series gets hated on a whole lot. I really enjoy these games. So does my friend Knack. It's action adventure, platformer, puzzler. Really good. I enjoy the series. He's like a ancient being that collects up these ancient blocks and relics, and he gets really huge. It can be also very tiny. I enjoy the series. Alright, come on, Misty. You got to go now. Getting in the way. Next, of course, is Knack 2. Continues the story from where the first one left off. I'm actually hoping we get a Knack 3. I know someone made a joke about a Knack 3 unboxing, which was fake, because Knack 3 does not exist. Misty, you're going to have to go now. Sorry, you got to go. Next is Legend of K Anniversary. I know this was originally on the PS2, I believe, and it's been on other platforms as well. It's an action-adventure platformer puzzler. The levels are kind of opened up, but it's not an open-world game. And I really enjoy it. It's really good. He's a ninja cat, I believe. It's good to me. I played a little bit of it. I'm not sure exactly how many hours I put into it, but I put maybe 8 hours into it. It's really good. Next is a remake, and also a reimagined. They also did a movie based off of the game. I think it was game based off of the movie. I forgot how the commercial went. Fantastic remake of Ratchet and Clank. This is supposed to be a reimagining of the original Ratchet and Clank on the PS2, which got remastered in HD form on the PlayStation 3. Then decided to do a remake with a kind of like, it starts off the same way as the original, but they also change it up with a new storyline. And I'm not going to go into all the details because it'll spoil it. Really good game. The Ratchet and Clank series is fantastic. Next is another remake, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. I grew up with the Ratchet and Clank series. I grew up with the Crash Bandicoot series on the original PlayStation. I actually still own the originals. The same ones that I grew up with, I still own them. And these are side-scrollers, pretty much. Mainly side-scrollers. Fantastic series of games. This contains 3 games. So good. And I've heard a lot of people say the fruit in the game, they're called apples. No. They're actually called Wampa fruit. So, there you go. Next is another remake, Spyro Reignited Trilogy. And of course, the same with Crash Bandicoot. And this one, it can also be played on other platforms as well. The levels in these games are open world type levels, very different from Crash Bandicoot. There's no side-scrolling levels, not really. But love these games. I also own the originals on the PlayStation 1. Really good game. Really enjoy it. So good. It gets a little bit of hate because when you buy this game, you have to download a patch. And the download is required in order to play Spyro 2 and 3. 1 is completely on the disc, and that's it. But, love that game. So good. Next is Little Nightmares Complete Edition, and they're coming out with a sequel. I think it was supposed to come out this year, but it's probably going to be delayed now. But, we'll see. Side-scroller. Very, very creepy. So good. As soon as I get a chance to, I'm going to finish streaming it and finish playing it. Next is Okami. If you are a fan of Zelda, this game will be fit for you. Very, very Zelda-like. You play as a wolf character. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's really, really Zelda-like. It's very, very good. Action-adventure, platformer, puzzler. And all the levels are very, very opened up. Next is a game that I only found at GameStop only, and that's Scrabble Rush Remastered, the physical version. Reason why I say that, because if you do find this game physically, it's very expensive and very hard to find. I got this at GameStop, and I called it in, and I called them, and I asked them if they didn't mind if they could hold it for me until I can get over there and get it. So thank you, GameStop. I was able to get this, and I'm holding on to it. Really is a good game. Very, very different. You have the powers of gravity, and you play as this girl. I can't remember what her character's name is, but she also has a rival in the character that looks similar to her that also has gravity powers as well. You fly through the air, walk up buildings. It's just a good game. Really good. Action-adventure, platformer, puzzler. And the levels are very opened up. Next is a game I don't really recommend, but I do have it in the collection, and I have beaten it. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. The new Spider-Man game. Well, it's not really new now, but the latest Spider-Man game, let's just say that, would be a much better choice. But I do have this one done as well. Next is Infamous Second Son. This is, I believe, is the 3rd game in this series. But I think there was a digital game which you can play also, so maybe this is more like the 4th game in the series. Because I think it was Infamous 1 and 2, which was on the PS3, and then they came out with a collection of a download game that came included with the disc, I believe. So I think this is the 4th game actually. So he has very interesting powers. All the characters in the series, very interesting powers. It's very, very opened up. It might as well, almost like an open world big game, basically. It's very, very opened up. Really good. I haven't played too much of it though. Next is a collection of games that have been remastered from the PlayStation 3, and that is Unchartered, the Nathan Drake collection, which is 1, 2, and 3. Fantastic series, action adventure, platformer, puzzler, shooters. Well, in my opinion, it's a shooter, but I've been told different, that I guess this will be a survivalist game, I guess, to be more in technical terms, I guess. But I love this series. It's so good. I streamed them all on my channel. Next is Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, the conclusion of the Nathan Drake story. I'm really, really hoping that they'll do a 5th game, maybe in the future. I'm kind of doubting it, but I would love a 5th game. Next is Uncharted, The Lost Legacy. I think this is kind of like a spin-off game, just a little bit. It's got characters in here from the 4th game going on for their own story. And also there's her. I believe she was last shown in the 3rd game, and they brought her back. But Chloe, that's right, Chloe. Love this game. And all of the Uncharted games are pretty much the same. Now they did do an Uncharted game on the PS Vita called The Golden Abyss, and I really enjoyed that Uncharted game as well. It's so good. Next is a game I really don't play all that much at all, and that's Thief. I know this series is very popular among a lot of fans. It's just not for me. It's a stealthy game. You can go around stealing stuff, and it's a game that I really don't care for. It's like you can only see the character's hands, so I think this is what, first person point of view game. So not for me, but I have it in the collection. Next is Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, my very first Metal Gear Solid game I've ever played. And I've been told that if you're going to get into the series, that this shouldn't be the first game that you play for the first time. Well, that's how it worked out for me. Really enjoyed it. I would love to play some more in this series. Action, adventure, platformer, I guess survivalist, I guess. A lot of gun shooting in the game. And some stealth play as well. It's really, really good series so far, what I've played of it. Next is a game that gets hated on a whole lot. The Order 1886. Action adventure, platformer. The levels are kind of contained. They're not very opened up. That's what people complain about these games, but that's what people complain about this game. And it's very, very beautiful. The graphics are very beautiful. Love this game actually, and I would love a sequel. And it's probably not going to happen. And it's made by the company Ready at Dawn, which also made 2 God of War handheld games on the PSP. Or at least one of them, I think. Well, it might have been both of them. I think it might have been both of them. Next is a awesome supernatural detective game, Murdered Soul Suspect. This game is really, really cool. You die and become a ghost, and you use your ghost powers, and you're a detective, and you're a cop, and it's just, that's what I'm all going to say. Very good game. I like it. It's different. Very, very different. Next is a game set in the world of Middle-earth. And it's Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. Now there is a sequel, Shadow of War, but I do not have it right now. I haven't played too much of this game, but what I have played of it, I really enjoyed it. I am a fan of Lord of the Rings, and so I really need to get back into this game as soon as I possibly can. So don't know when that's going to be. Hopefully in 2 or 3 months when I can get the PS4 Pro. I hope to get it by then so I can stream some more games. So what I've played of it, I really loved it. It's action adventure platformer. The levels are very, very opened up. So I'm not sure if it would be known as an open world game, but I enjoy it. Next is a series that is my favorite series of all time. And this is a good game. One of my favorites. God of War 3 Remastered, which was originally on the PlayStation 3, and this is definitely the better version of that game. But I will still go back and replay the PS3 version. Love God of War 3. Love that God of War series. But the new God of War game, I just can't get into it. The mechanics had changed. They turned this into a totally different game. It plays different than the originals. I just don't like it, and hopefully I won't get no hate for that all that much. But I love the God of War series. I really do. I talk about it on my channel all the time. I love God of War. I can't get into this game, and I'm so happy that it got Game of the Year last year. It deserves it, but it's just, I can't get into it. Hopefully one day, though. This game gets hated on as well. DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition. I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was really good. I would love a sequel. Not going to happen, though. It was a reboot of the series, and I loved it. Got a lot of hate because Dante in the game had black hair instead of having white hair, which is his iconic hair. But after you beat the game, you can actually go back through and play it with white hair, but I guess it just wasn't enough to satisfy some fans. Next is a awesome Telltale series game. Only got 2 of the seasons, and that's The Walking Dead. This is based off of the comics of The Walking Dead. Really good series. So good. I'm a fan of Walking Dead, so I get into whatever I can get into for that series. Next is, of course, Season 2. That's all I have of that series. Next is Resident Evil Origins Collection. I believe it's a survivalist game for sure. Very, very horror. The series is very, very iconic. It's been around since the PlayStation 1 era, and this is basically the remakes or the remasters of Resident Evil 0 and also Resident Evil 1. And there's action adventure platformer shooters. Well, or survivalists, how about that? Okay. I just say shooters, I don't know why, because they got guns in the game and shoot them, so, I don't know. Next is Resident Evil 5. When this game started coming out, it was getting some hate, and it still gets some hate sometimes. I know the one that really gets hate is Resident Evil 6, but I enjoy 5 and also enjoy 6. But I don't have 6 at the moment, and neither do I have Resident Evil 4, which I do want to get that one also. And then they came out with remakes of 2 and 3, and I don't have them either. I do want to get them also. Next, I believe, is a spinoff, Resident Evil Revelations. I enjoy this one. It's really good. I like it. And then, of course, the sequel I don't like as much, but I have played it. Resident Evil Revelations 2. Next is a game that did get a sequel. It's created by the same guy who made Resident Evil, and that's The Evil Within. Very, very evil, creepy game. Very creepy. It creeps me out a little bit, to be honest. It really creeps me out. But the game is good, very beautiful, very gory. And of course I got a sequel, but I don't have it right now. The last game, and it even has last in the title, the last game that I was streaming before everything went down, The Last of Us Remastered. Cannot wait to get back to streaming this game so I can finish it. I was really enjoying myself streaming this game, and now I can't right now. Awesome game. Action adventure, platformer, survivalist. Such a good game, and the sequel got delayed until we don't know when. Next is a game, and there is a game in this series that gets a lot of hate, and this is Fallout 4, which this game is actually pretty good. Open world, but I haven't played it yet. I've just heard my friend talk about it, how he loved the Fallout series, and I know a lot of other people love the Fallout series, but Fallout 76 was very, very glitchy, and it supposedly have gotten fixed now, but I don't have that one right now either. Next is a series that I've gotten sick and tired of. I haven't played it for a long time because of that reason, because I feel like that the mechanics are always the same, which is fantastic, because if something is not broken, you don't need to fix it. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, fantastic pirate game. I really enjoyed this game, beat it all the way through, loved it. Next is Assassin's Creed Unity. I did the same thing, I played it all the way through, and I really did love this one as well. Next one is, I have not played all the way through, but I need to finish it. And Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And pretty much these games are open world games, pretty much. Action adventure platformers, stealthy games. They are good, but I just got sick and tired of it. And I know they came out with some more on PS4, and I do want to get them as well, like the Ezio collection and the Assassin's Creed Chronicles. And there's, of course, Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I want to get them all. I just don't know when right now. Next is another remake. I was streaming this, but didn't get a chance to finish it. I did get stuck on it, and this game was originally on the PlayStation 1. Medieval. And I really, really hope that this game sells well, so we can get Medieval 2 remake. It's action adventure, platformer, puzzler. Really good game. I love the fact that they take these old games and they bring them back. It's just so cool. And if I didn't say it already, this collection is a mixture of PS4 and PlayStation VR. This is Devil May Cry 5. I was streaming this also, but I started focusing more on the Last of Us Remastered, but this game is really good. I'm really loving it. It's really good. We finally got a sequel to Devil May Cry 4, and I really enjoyed that game, and I'm really enjoying this one so far. I just got to wait until I get the PS4 Pro before I can play some more. Next is a fantastic trilogy of games. I love all three of these games. Beaten all three of them, streamed all three of them. Love these games. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Such good games. Love these games. This one is a very unique copy in my opinion. I don't see this copy of this game all that much. It's got an art book and everything. It's very, very slim, and of course, if you notice, it looks different from a normal PS4 case. This one's more like cardboard, and such a good game. Same goes for this one. Rise of the Tomb Raider 20 year celebration. This is a cardboard box as well, and an art book. And of course, both of them have slip covers. So does this one. So this is a steelbook, and it's my first steelbook game ever. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This is this Croft Steelbook Edition. I got an awesome deal on this online off of eBay, and it was brand new and fantastic deal. Love that trilogy. It's so good. Highly recommend it for sure. Next is the start of my PlayStation VR games now. PlayStation VR demo disc. There's also a Volume 2 out. I do want to get that, but it's going to have to wait. Next is Astro Rescue Mission. I think this was the last VR game I was streaming. It started glitching on me, and I haven't played it since. But it's action adventure, platformer, puzzler, fantastic VR game. So good. If you're a fan of action adventure platformers and you don't mind playing VR, I highly recommend Astrobot. Next, if you want to fly like an eagle, you can do it for real in Eagle Flight. Really good eagle flying game. So good. Really good game. Recommend that one as well. Next is Battlezone. If you like battling tanks or riding in a tank, especially in VR, you actually feel like you're actually inside of a tank and you battle other tanks, and it's really good. Next is Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition, which includes a VR mode, so that's why I have it included with my VR collection part of the video. I know this series, those two games get a lot of hate. Very open world, online, multiplayer focused games. Don't play too much of them, and I don't have the second one, but I will get it someday. And I am a Star Wars fan. It's just couldn't get into it. Next is an awesome shooter, Farpoint, and you can play it with the aim gun controller, and I highly recommend playing it with the aim gun controller. So fantastic, amazing experience in VR to play this game. 3 more to go. Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, very creepy. I believe this is a spin-off of Until Dawn, the original game on PS4, which I do not have, which I do want to get it someday. You play this game I heard what it was called one time, but you're like on a, it's like you're riding in a ride, and you're on tracks, and you play this game on tracks, and it's something else. It's like a roller coaster ride. Very creepy one. Next is an iconic series. This installment came to VR, and that's Doom VFR, and you should know what the F stands for, but I'm not saying it, so I'm just going to say Doom Virtual Fudge Reality. There you go, that's a nice way to say it. It is Doom all the way. Doom like you love it in VR. And I highly recommend playing that with the aim controller, or the aim gun controller. Last game. Resident Evil Biohazard Gold Edition. And the Biohazard is the Japanese name of this series. Fantastic, very creepy Resident Evil game. It does get some hate because they changed the gameplay mechanics where normally this series is in third person point of view so you can see the character. This game is in first person point of view. Need to get back to it as soon as possible. Alright. Thank you so much. Alright. Bye.